Hello. You found us.
Welcome to Emergency Protocol, a podcast for people who are stressy and depressy.
We are your hosts,
Denise
and Jackie Freed. That's my mama.
And that's my baby.
We are sharing our 12 steps reimagined for today's society.
And our bumpy, pothole-ridden spiritual paths.
And we're bringing you along for the ride.
This is us doing the actual work.
When the shit hits the fan, you know it's time for Emergency Protocol.
Hi.
Hi.
So I just had a lesson in technology on how to record this podcast because my IT professional is going off to college next month. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. It's a little bit like Tweedledum teaching Tweedledee. So I don't know how helpful, but hey, we're up and running.
We're up and running.
Look at us go.
Look at us doing things.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So last time we were together, it was.
Wait,
was
do
it our
we start with
birthday?
gratitude? I think we start this one with gratitude with a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We started?
Yeah, because we
Okay.
usually end the meeting, but start this.
Okay. If you're not driving, close your eyes.
There it is.
And think about what you're grateful for. And just take a deep breath in. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Oftentimes people don't want to open their eyes after I do that.
Yeah.
Like they just stay closed after the one. And
I
I'm
know,
like,
it's
okay,
so
whenever you guys want to
cute.
come back, just let me know. I'll be here.
I'll be here.
It's a good way to get your head and your feet in the same space.
Yep.
Because sometimes your feet and your head are in two different places. So
Sometimes it's my head and my head.
your
that are
head
in two different places. My
Sometimes
head and
it's
my
like
brain.
it's the whole committee. Like
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of us up here, not
Yes.
just you know.
United Nations of dysfunction.
So
It's been a minute.
it's been a minute.
We've got a lot going on.
We've had a lot going on. We both had our birthdays.
Yeah, we
For those of you who
did.
don't know, we share the same birthday on
Yeah.
June 14th, which, this year there was some conflicted emotions because there was a military parade that day. But there was also an amazing connection and humanity came together that day in the form of protest
Yep.
to talk about really how, well, all the things, but the main thing is due process. And snatching people off the streets, I think, is what pulled everybody together. It was that one thing where it's like, oh, you're disappearing people. Like this did happen in Germany, and this is not happening again. There were protests all around the world. I think it was the
That was the line for a lot of
crystallizing
people.
thing
Yeah.
that made everyone show up because we've been to protests before, and it was older people mostly.
Yeah.
This one was like families and kids and teenagers and young adults and old people. And it was packed. Like there was a lot of people in the streets. And it was peaceful.
Yeah.
It was packed. It was peaceful. It felt joyful that we were all recognizing in each other that we are good humans standing up for what is right. So that's how we spent our actual birthday day. And then
We also gave out some goodies. She thought it was a little bit nuts for this.
I
but-
didn't. I thought it was super sweet.
Yeah. So I went to Costco the day before and I got just like a case of water and a thing of goldfish and some like fruit snacks because I figured that this day would get a lot of first-time protesters out into the streets and they would most likely be unprepared. Like no water, no sunscreen, no hat, no portable charger. Like, there's a little bit of prep that goes into that when you're out all day.
Yeah.
And so we got to pass those out, and that felt really nice to have a little moment of like community care. Mm-hmm. And we gave it all away within like half an hour.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I also have a parking god. I don't know if I've discussed this before, but I can find a spot anywhere. So granted, there are thousands of people and the streets are shut off everywhere. And I got his parking spot like 2 cars in from the actual main street. Like 45 minutes into the protest. So
we crushed it.
It always is like that. So kind of after it was winding down, we went back to the car and grabbed the case of stuff as people were leaving, and people were thirsty, and little kids were hungry, so they were so happy. Yeah. Like little families came up and grabbed goldfish. The kids were so cute, and there were definitely young people who were like, goldfish? Yes, I want some goldfish. So that was really nice.
Yeah.
And And then that night we went to see our favorite sports team, Angel City Football Club.
Yes.
And, this is a big birthday for me. So I turned 60 this year. And Jackie and I share the same birthday. And I was planning a big party for myself, which I never do.
And usually the attention is on my birthday.
Because I don't want to focus on being old.
Okay. But still... I've gotten all the birthday attention for 32 years.
The birthday attention.
A majority.
So I surprised Jackie by buying 4 seats behind our seats with her good friends who she didn't know were going to be there. And all of a sudden she's like, did you know that
I went
Kim
down
is
to
here?
get a frosé, and I'm walking back and I hear somebody yell my name. Kim and Naomi are standing on the balcony leading up to our seats. And I was like... totally shocked. Like, what?
Yeah. And she was still like not putting it together. She came up and she's like, did you know that Kim and Naomi are here? And I was like, are they? She's like,
and then I turn around and Alice and Grace came walking down, and I was like, oh, you sneaky sneakies.
We did. So we surprised Jackie with that, and that was super fun. And, however, yes.
Oh, I was going to take, were you going to talk about the shirts?
No, but you can talk about the shirts.
Okay. Quick addition here. The club printed like 10,000 shirts that say Immigrant City Football Club. And then on the back it said LA is for everyone, I think. And they had it in English and in Spanish.
Yeah, written like in 10 times. So it was like layers. So, it was like
every other one. Yeah. That was so emotional to walk into that and see like a major sports team actually acknowledging what was happening, because we're in downtown Los Angeles, which is the epicenter of the majority of the big action that's happening here. Mm-hmm. Hardcore immigrant, hardcore Latino community, like in spades, right? Yeah. And also our fan base, like the Angel City fan base has a huge Latino supporters.
Right.
And that just felt really meaningful.
It did. It was really nice.
You can't be from LA or represent LA and not acknowledge what's happening. Yeah. Right? So that was really cool.
But I think it was also bittersweet for me because, we have season tickets and our seats are situated in the stadium so that there's really only 3 rows because we're above the supporter section in the stadium. And there's us, and then there's 4 seats behind us, and then I bought the 4 seats behind them. Mm-hmm. So the 4 seats directly behind us are, owned by our ACFC friends. Yeah. They texted me on Wednesday or Tuesday that week and said, we don't feel safe going down there. Yeah. Would you like our seats? So and for me, it was such a heartbreaking text to receive because ACFC represents so much inclusion and so much like everyone is welcome here. Mm-hmm. Everyone has a seat at the table. It was formed by women for women, not just women, but mainly women for women. And it's had this vibe from the very beginning of inclusivity of all peoples. Yeah. And for our seatmates who we joke with and high five with and celebrate with
like
these
ACFC
games.
Family. Yeah. Like we're ride or dies. We're all there every game.
Yeah.
for like 3 seasons now.
Exactly. And for them to not feel like they could go to the game was just like, what the fuck?
So
like,
fucked.
Like that it's encroaching on our joy, our joyful place, this
And the
insanity.
stadium was empty.
And the stadium was empty.
So
and all the
quiet.
vendors who are usually outside selling hats and
hot dogs.
danger dogs and all of the things, fruit and whatever. You know, it was impacted. And, you know, that's not what we're about. That's not what this city is about. It's never been about that.
It's not what our country's about.
No. And so for me, it was just a little bit of like, I was on one hand like, oh, so excited that I get to invite extra friends on our birthday to this game and feel like celebratory.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, I felt so heartbroken that so many people couldn't enjoy that joy the same way that I could, even though I'm half Mexican and Filipino.
Right.
But because of my Swedish mom, I look like this. Yeah. And so people aren't going to pick me up off the street. Yeah. Even though they could pick me up off the street, right? So
It's a weird time to, not a weird time, it's a horrible time because like we're living very different realities than so many people in the city right now.
Yeah.
So many people like are scared to go to work. They're scared to, like, if they're a nanny, they're scared to walk their the kids they're caring for. Like, I went to the garden supply store last week and they had normally the side gate is open so people can load up their trucks really easily and just back up and, you know, drop everything in. They had that monitored and closed the whole time
to protect the workers.
Yeah, they were letting people in one at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're doing that, but I was just like, man, like, it's terrifying.
They raided a car wash in Santa Monica the other day.
Home
Depots are empty. We drove by one the other day up in Hollywood, which is usually surrounded by vendors, food vendors, and people looking for work. There were like 4 bold soldiers in the parking lot. Not soldiers, but like 4 bold people who were just, you know, and these people need to work, right? Yeah. And so there is and we'll find it and drop it into the link. There is a link to supporting street vendors.
Yeah, there's a lot of like solidarity funds out there.
So there are ways to support the people who need support right now, who are not able to go to work because they're afraid they're going to get snatched by people with masks who don't have a badge, who don't have a warrant, who aren't identifying themselves. Yeah. And these people do have papers and they are legal and they pay taxes. Like it's just insane what is happening right now. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about that just so that it's documented in here that we are aware of what's going on. It's not okay. Mm-hmm. Kids are being separated from it's just fucking heartbreaking. And so my challenge, I feel, in this time is also, how do I still find my joy in life and not let this fucker rob me of that? Yeah. Right? Like, I want to still acknowledge all of this stuff, support where I can, cry where I need, you know, all of the things, and still find joy, which I did last weekend.
Yes. A lot of joy was
made. In a big way.
Yeah.
So I celebrated 60 by inviting around 30 ladies to basically an all-day party. Yes. So my first idea was I was going to rent an I was going to rent a Airbnb and some place maybe that had a pool where you could like float in the pool. And then one of my best friends offered her house. And so thank you, Lisa, for doing that. And Lisa has this beautiful home, and it was perfect for all of the things that I wanted to do. And because she offered a lot of things. Did it? Yeah. Because she offered the house and now I didn't have to pay for the house, I could do all of the things that I wanted to do. So this was my idea, is that what did I just thought to myself, and I've had a lot of time with myself this last month. Yeah. What did I want to do? What do I love to do? What brings me joy? What things do I seek out when I can and have the time and the money and the energy to do it? So we hung out on the pool.
with charcuterie
with
and
charcuterie and
crudité.
cheese and crudité. So I had Snicky snacks.
Yes.
And I emailed all the ladies and I was like, we're all, it's all women there today. So put your suits on.
Yeah.
We don't worry about what your body looks like. It's just us there. And we're all different shapes and sizes. Just come get in the pool.
Yeah.
Which most did. Or
A lot.
a lot did.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 tarot card readers and 2 chair massage people come, and they were alternating. So some, people were supposed to do one, but most of all my friends, decided to do both. So and that's fine.
Yeah.
And then we had book fair and tacos. So I had my favorite taco guy show up, who is fantastic.
Yeah.
And Jackie was like, when I told her I wanted to do a book fair, she's like, oh, we're doing Scholastic book fair for adults, right? And so my idea, and I'm sure I got this from somebody else, was to do basically when you do
blind date with a book.
It's not blind date with a book, but when we do the Christmas exchange, when you're doing the
White
Secret White Elephant or Secret Santa.
Yeah.
But it books. And so everybody had to come with a wrapped book. So we didn't know what the title was.
Yeah.
And then they had to write a little synopsis about the book and who brought the book. And as we were doing tacos, women would go into the book fair, which Jackie and
Livy also did a lot there.
organized and kept everybody moving. So we had they were like our cruise ship operators that were directing everybody how to have fun.
Yeah.
So Jackie laid out a spread for this book fair. I'll let you talk about
That's pretty sweet.
what you got, because the ladies were like, what is this?
It was a very selfish gift, I will admit, because I had a great time putting it all together. And I really did try to think of things that you actually enjoyed and liked and would use, right? Because I didn't want to get like a bunch of, smelly pencils or like dinosaur
smelly
erasers.
Yeah, no.
No, I mean like
This is
they
for
used to have
adults.
smelly pencils that were like rainbow order. And they had like, you would pop them at the top. And then once you were done with that one, it got down, you would push it. Anyways,
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. And you said neutral color palette, but it's really hard to do neutral color palette. So we did our
you
best.
asked me. I wasn't even thinking color palette. So,
it worked
for
out.
the gram.
Yeah. Yes. For the gram. So we had like the little book station laid out. And also Denise had asked everybody to write down their top 5 like favorite books or books that they wanted to recommend.
That was the gift I wanted.
That was her gift. So she could buff up her reading list.
Yeah.
So the ladies did that. And then we had one section that was little crystals to honor Denise's woo-woo. So we had rose quartz for love, selenite for cleansing, black tourmaline for protection, and then labradorite for wisdom, which labradorite is one of Denise's go-tos. She has a lot of labradorite pieces. So we had that, and then we had claw clips. We had her favorite milk tea Kit Kats. We had stickers. We had little notebooks because Denise always has a little notebook, and we had pens. We had a magnetic bookmark to go with the new books everybody was getting. We had finger massagers.
So
if you're watching us on YouTube.
So this was, Jackie has given us these before, but when we went to WashU and took a class, one of the professors handed out these they're like little finger massagers, and he says he orders them by the gross at the beginning of every semester and just hands them out, and it allows everybody to listen to what he's saying because their hands are busy doing this the whole time, right? So if you have some ADHD or you're just a fidgety person or whatever, like these little finger massagers are awesome.
We have a lot of extras. If you're in LA and you want one, hit me up because I only have 10 fingers. It does feel like the first time I used it, I remember I was like, oh, my finger has tension. Who knew?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yes.
So highly recommend that. So yeah, finger massagers. What else do we? I think that's it. We had notebooks, pens.
We had
Rice
best
Krispies?
Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, shout out to Kirsten at the very best cookie in the whole wide world.
Cookie is the very
They're
best
on Robertson.
Rice Krispie treat.
The cookies are really good,
you've
but the
ever had.
RKT is killer.
Ooh.
Like I can't have, I literally can't have any other Rice Krispie treat except for the ones from Disney.
You can see the vanilla bean in it.
Yeah, you can see the vanilla bean. You can see the toasted marshmallow. It's got salt. Great period snack, but good anytime snack. I love them. I'm so obsessed. I've gotten them for multiple events. I did them for, I think, Livy's 21st birthday. I did them for Aurelia and Matt's engagement. Like,
yeah, crack Krispies.
Really good.
Yes, that's what they are.
Yeah.
So we had that.
And originally,
go ahead.
I think you had invited like 40 something.
No.
Okay. She'd invited more than 30.
Yeah.
Assuming there would be attrition and fall off and whatever. Which there was. But I was like, and you can only order them by the dozen. So I was like, well, I don't want to get 36 and then be short, right? And then I don't have any to give to Dad. So I ordered an extra
48?
dozen. I ordered 48.
And these suckers are like this thick, and
hefty.
it is a plate size.
But it was actually really nice because then we got to like spread the joy and give them out to people. We gave some to the caterers and to the like helpers who were at the party. We had like people could take extras home, and I still have one left hanging on by a thread.
It was great. So then we went around the room and opened up the books one by one.
Masks. That was the other thing.
Oh, eye masks. So little eye masks that you put under here that were all different kinds of eye. Rose and whatever. All the different ones to depuff or brighten or whatever. So that was, they're like, ooh,
go with the
eye masks.
Vibes.
Yeah. And then we opened up the books one by one. There was not one duplicate.
That was so crazy. I thought for sure there would be at least one, but nope.
Except for you and I both picked the same author.
Yeah, we picked Ross Gay.
Yeah.
Who is the best.
The Book of Delights.
Yeah, and Inciting Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Book of Delights is a shorter read. Inciting Joy is kind of longer essays, but Ross Gay, I think I fell in love with Ross Gay's like writing because I had listened to the Book of Delights first as an audiobook.
Yeah.
And he reads it himself. It's great. And you can just hear like the intonation in his voice, and like I can just
the delight.
Yes. You can feel it. It was so special. And so I've been like sharing that with everybody, and
that goes back to like the finding my joy in all this insanity, because I cannot give over all of the space in me to anger and fury and fear and all of the things that are also going on. I also, for my own sake, need to find joy. Yeah. And so
and normalcy, right? Yeah. I mean, we're very privileged that we can maintain some semblance of that. A lot of people cannot do that right now. But
like I can still go to work.
Yeah. But it also gives me, I think it's been interesting because it's given me more context. I'm like, there was always that question, like, what would you do if Nazi Germany was happening right now? Like, we're doing that, right? And so it gives me more perspective because you do still need to pay your bills, right? And you have to go to the doctor or feed your dog or, you know what I mean? Like, normal life is still happening. People in Ukraine have been dealing with this for years. Like, I can't even imagine, like, people in Gaza can't even do a semblance of any of this, right? So... But it gave more perspective because I was always like, what is wrong with you people? How did you let that go on for so long? Like, why were you so tolerant of it? And it's like, oh, well, it's like the putting on your oxygen mask first.
But I also think there's a lack of direction for lay people who aren't in politics, as to what we can actually do.
I have many thoughts on this.
You have many thoughts, and there are many things, but there's no... I think we need a leader to say, we're going to go do this, right?
Well, there are people who are trying to do that. I mean, I think it's hard because, the U.S. is massive, right? It's a huge amount of territory, way bigger than France or Germany or wherever. Right? And also... we don't have the same type of social safety net that a lot of these European countries have, right? Like people in France are able to protest because they have a lot more unions and they have guaranteed health care, and they're not putting all of these things on the line and risking like their, basic, like basic the bottom needs of their pyramid. In a way that we are doing because so many people are living paycheck to paycheck, and that paycheck's not even paying all their bills. So I think that's a big piece of it. There is a general strike effort happening, generalstrikeus.com, where they're asking people to sign strike cards. But in order for that to be successful, they estimate it has to be like 11 million people participating.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be that much, but there does have to be some sort of like collective action.
And one of my friends the other day mentioned something, and I hadn't thought about this, but and I don't know if this was just in LA or where it was, but there was a few years ago, I think before the pandemic, there was something like a day without a Mexican.
Oh yeah, a day without immigrants.
And it was like, oh, okay. What if we did a whole week?
Yeah.
And see what fucking happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you've ever eaten in a restaurant in California, your food has been touched by an immigrant. If you've ever eaten anywhere.
If you eat any produce in the U.S.
Highly high chance that, those are picked by. If you get your
car washed.
Yeah.
If you like.
Get your laundry done.
If you have a nanny.
If you have a housekeeper.
If you have.
Yeah. If you went to college or university, your classmates, you probably had a lot of classmates who are international.
Yes.
So I don't also want to limit like the value of immigrants to their labor and all of the amazing things that they do to keep our country moving and keep them together. But I also want to acknowledge that like our country runs on the backs of immigrants.
And they also pay taxes.
Yeah.
And they also, let's get real. We're all fucking immigrants in the U.S.
Unless you're native.
Which you aren't mostly.
Yeah.
Because they wiped you fucking out when they got here. So, I don't know. Anyway, we're on this loop because it's what's happening right now, and it can't be ignored.
Yeah.
It cannot be ignored. You cannot just disappear people into another country and expect us to not. Like, how can this happen again, right? Like, this can't be happening. So...
And holding that juxtaposition of, like, the universe mother's taking care of me.
Right.
And so once I'm taken care of, how do I care for others?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a responsibility with privilege. Yeah. There always is.
Right. And I think we talked about this a while ago. It's like, what is that line that once it's crossed, you actually start getting involved and start taking action? Like,
well, I think that line was, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
when everybody showed up on June 14th, I was clear that the line was crossed.
And it's gotten worse since then, too. Right. So.
And it was interesting because, before all this, a few weeks ago, I was in New York, right? So there's all these, and I went to a few different places. I went to the JP Morgan Library, and I went to the Frick Museum. I went to the Met. I went to different places. I noticed different buildings. And I was like, huh. And I'm sure there is some of this, but it's like, oh, do you remember when wealthy white men did good for the greater good and like made a whole library that was open to the public, or
besides just writing a check.
bought millions of acres of land and turned it over to the government for public use, or kind of like what the owners of Patagonia are doing, like. And I know that it is happening still, and there's still a lot of good, very wealthy people who are doing good, but it's like the focus is on, the top 5 humans in the, and who are not doing good.
Right.
And
we're seeing like the disintegration of the social contract, right? As part of my application essay, one of the questions was like, what issue would you, like, if you could solve it, it would like have the greatest impact. And so I said that we're having an empathy crisis, basically, because if we don't care about other people, if we don't care about the planet, if we don't care about other living creatures, we don't have any kind of social contract or need to participate in a way that is helpful to others, right? We don't have libraries, we don't have communal roads, we don't have like food pantries, we don't have farms, right? People would just be growing for themselves. So if we don't care for others, then like what's the point, right? Because in theory, everything that everybody does is in service to other people. Right. Every single act, or it's in service to themselves, right? But generally speaking, like every job, every service, every industry exists in order to do something for others. Right. But that's not that central like component is not really the focus anymore. It's shifted to like shareholder value.
Right.
So soapbox.
So here we are. I don't know how long we've been talking, but I think one of the things that I want to end with is that we've moved our meeting from in this studio to online on Sundays at 10 a.m.
Yes.
You are all welcome.
The link
wherever
will be
you
in
are.
the show notes.
It's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard
the link to
Time.
The sign up will be in the show notes.
Yes, the
Make
link
sure
to
you
the
get
sign
in
up
there by like Saturday night.
Yeah.
Because we send out the reminder Sunday morning.
Yeah. So just know that there is a sign up sheet. It's it's on our website. The link will be in our show notes. And you can just plug in your name and email address and we'll send you the link.
Yeah.
And it's a small little but mighty group, and it feels really good to have our little community around 12 Steps for Everyone happening online.
Yeah. There's no obligation. You can drop in or whenever you want. We're just going right now we're going sequentially, step by step, doing one step each week, and then shares can be related to that or not. You don't have to share if you don't want to.
Right.
You don't have to be sober curious or sober or in any other 12-step program. I think maybe it's a little bit intimidating to think about attending a meeting like this, but essentially we're just like group therapy.
You can come in and just listen with your camera off. How's that? Like you can just pop in.
Yeah.
And so don't feel like you have to participate in any way.
Yeah. The only desire
and you can participate if you want.
Yeah. The only qualifier is a desire to be in the room.
Yeah. In the room. The virtual room.
The room.
But hence why I'm having to learn how to use technology is we're preparing for this one to go off to college, which is so exciting. For those of you who've been listening along, this is a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
That you went from A to B, and now we're going to go from B to C.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
It's so crazy.
And I think it's a testament to, like, you know, if you can somehow just be willing to be willing, even a little bit, is enough to get the sea change going, you know? You don't have to be all the way. Yeah, and talk about it.
Like, that was one of the biggest differences this time. Like, I have gone through other, like, depressive episodes, and I've had dark moments, but this time I was like, I can't just isolate, right? I have to give everybody a heads up on what's going on. And also I had to advocate for myself, and it was really hard and shitty at times. Yeah. It really sucked. And I don't say that to discourage people, but just to say, like, you have to be prepared that it won't be smooth and easy in a straight linear path. Like,
especially
you can't
when
just
you're already
do one
not feeling
task
good
and succeed. Right. Yeah. Like, I had to try multiple times to get a therapist, to talk to the psychiatrist, to find the right medication, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's just so many pieces of it. And it's really hard to do that when I can barely shower and brush my teeth. Right. Yeah.
But here you are with fresh breath.
Kind of. I'm very, very overwhelmed right now. So, yeah. But we're getting there.
Camera's off, so we might be too hot. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
We want to hear from you.
Find us on Instagram and TikTok at 12 Steps for Everyone. That's at the number 12 Steps for Everyone.
Please like and follow us. You can also send us topics you want us to dig into or follow-up questions from each episode.
And if you know someone who would enjoy or benefit from our conversations, please feel free to share this with them. All are welcome here.